Depending on where it closes and all that, we can be in good shape, but it's quite uncertain. I will say everything's oversold, but market's just not happy. Like if we look at gold has made a new all-time high again, $4,327, completely insane. It has been going straight vertical.
Gold also has become the first asset to pass $330 trillion market cap.
Yep.
Welcome back, everybody,
to another week
of your favorite crypto podcast,
Sometimes Crypto,
the Unscripted
Crypto Podcast. Hey,
Ayo.
yo. That was a solid intro right there.
Yes, sir. So, William, last episode we recorded, markets were up. We posted the episode after the catastrophe.
Literally right after.
And I think we recorded the episode and the catastrophe happened.
Correct. We're like, oh, it's doing pretty good right now. It's holding. And then it wasn't. It went bad real fast.
Yep. And Bitcoin is down. It's at 107.
Currently 108,300. We are down quite a bit from the last time we were here.
Yep.
Do you pull up a chart?
If you want, yeah, go for it.
Let's pull it up.
He's looking for the chart, guys. He's looking.
It moved. No, is that I was first on trading meeting, then I moved back, and I was like, where is the share screen thing? That's this one. So we're talking about these levels last time, and because we were coming down, we were floating around right here, and we're like, okay, so it's retesting this trend line because it came down all the way from down here. Oh, I lie. We're actually trading around here. There we go. My fault. We were hovering around here. It was creating a new flag. We're like, okay, it can continue like to settle down, come down maybe a little bit more because we were right around here. Hold this trend line. Horizontal. We're like, we can hold this box, make a new high, and then continue on the way up. But after markets, Trump decided to announce that we're in a trade war with China. They are being hostile. There's no trade deal. We're not going to the next summit we agreed upon. We're out. Market crashed, flash crash, insane. Bitcoin dumped all the way within a matter of minutes to 101.
That's a long candle. Yeah.
So it's the first $20,000 Bitcoin move ever in one candle. So if we go from the opening of that candle, this is on the 4 hour. So if you go to the 1 hour, right? This is the opening of the candle. It came down 12%, give or take, 13%. And of course, as you would expect, Bitcoin dominance flew through the roof. But that was not it. A lot more happened after that. So if you were to look at some tokens, like some of your favorite alts, so if you were to look at Sol in that same time frame from that candle, went from right there all the way down 27%, almost 28%. But if you look at other tokens like Sonic, which was once Phantom, it went from
Sonic,
here,
which was once Phantom.
Yeah, it switched over to Phantom. Dropped 65% in the matter of minutes. Doge, no different. You can go through the tokens. There are some that are crazier than others, but I think Doge dropped like 100%. Oh no, 60%. No, there was a token that dropped like 100%.
You know, that just reminded me of some news that I saw. I'm gonna search it up, see if I can find it again.
Well, some tokens fell drastically, market dumped, and immediately 2 days later, there was a bounce. Trump announced that everything's good with China. There was some misunderstanding. We're good to go. Markets have been doing good. And now we are here. Since then, prices come down again. News is still shaky about China because he was talking yesterday and said, no, we're in a trade war with China, this whole thing. So we came down, bounced up. This was the good news. And then we have started to come down again. Bitcoin is sitting at 108. And we are here. Market has turned. Everyone's saying it's the end of the cycle. You know, the usual. The usual.
Yeah.
So as of right now, realistically, we've dumped hard. Most of the RSIs have been reset. I think this can potentially be the bottom. The other big important thing is there's a lot of traders like to call us, or technical analysis people, is whatever the candle was, we assume that it. So you see where it closed up here and then it reopened. We assume that this candle's wick will be filled 50% of the way. So if this candle was 16%, this wick was however large. So assume it's what, 10% wick. So we assume the candle will close to right here, about 50% of that wick always. And then from there, it can typically find a new bottom. But sometimes the price or news comes out, keeps on pushing down. And if we start closing above this wick, then we're going down, down, down.
If we close above the wick?
Below the wick, below the wick. So at any point, these candles gets bigger and we close up below this wick, there's a good chance we're still going to come down more. So right now we're in good shape.
Yeah, okay.
It's close half the wick. This can potentially hold. It's also on a pretty big support, as we talked about. So depending on where it closes and all that, we can be in good shape, but it's quite uncertain. I will say everything's oversold, but market's just not happy. Like if we look at gold has made a new all-time high again, $4,327, completely insane. It has been going straight vertical.
On that note, gold also has become the first asset to pass $30 trillion market cap.
Yep. It's adding a Bitcoin a day in market in market cap, essentially, or more than that.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
It's insane. It's completely vertical, which if you zoom out on it though, so if you look at it, ginormous cup and handle, and then if you look at it here, in this like long ass period, it also went sideways for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is in weeks, and this is after it made a new all-time high. It went sideways for 18 bars, and this charted in weeks. So this is 18 weeks.
That's crazy.
And if I zoom out, what's up?
It's 4 months, 4.5 months.
Yeah. So if you were to look at it here, this is what I meant. Like I also showed a cup and handle here, but cup, handle, right around here. Pull down below it, and then it rocketed. So apart from just like everything else, it's also like on the really big time frame, it's made a huge like yearly multi-year cup and handle. Whether or not that means anything, I don't know. But I saw this the other day and I'm like, oh, that's also like huge.
Yeah, that looks like pretty standard.
Right, it's a pretty standard move. So now the question is, when is this thing gonna come down? And as of right now, if the market stays shaky, it might continue to go up.
It might continue to go up, yep.
So
it looks like people are still look up, and I mean, it still looks like it's going up.
Yeah, it's still going up, still pushing.
That's crazy. That's an insane market cap. Who would have expected a revitalization of gold this year?
Yeah, crazy move. So and as everyone likes to say, yes, gold price in Bitcoin is up 60% now. Yes, we get it. But crazy move. And before we get away from this chart, like the charts, Bitcoin dominance, as we said, spiked up all the way to 60%. Very clear. It rejected on the 200-day average, though. rejected. It closed above the 9-day EMA, and now it's below it, and still pushing up. Like it's slightly still pushing up, but we can potentially see another rejection on this 60%, which would be great for alts to not continue to bleed so drastically. And lastly, USDT dominance also went up crazy. So hit those lower yellow lines. It rejected off of this big, massive trend line. It hasn't broken it out yet officially. But if we were to break out and do a successful retest, we could see a big spike in USDT. So hopefully you want it to reject soon. Because if not, if this goes up, USDT dominance goes up, when Bitcoin dominance goes up, alts are going to hell in a handbasket.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll find out once tariff news eases up and all this, and we find some balance, and the government reopens, because we're shut down right now, and that's not going to help in the long term.
Yeah, that's probably part of the reason why gold is still on the up and up.
On the up and up. Mm-hmm.
The government still hasn't announced a reopening.
And they tried to agree on a deal the other day or 2 days ago, and it also did not go through. So, and they're set to reconvene at some other point. On that note, the Fed is still expected to hold their meeting this month, and they're expected to cut rates by another 25 basis point. And it's being speculated on X, that there might be 2 to 3 rate cuts still left. Okay. I think it's 2, because I think they do one in November and one in December. So 2. I don't think there could be a third one, unless they're counting January as the potential third. And lastly, before we move on to like other things, Chair Powell also said they might, relative in the coming, in the foreseeable future, start ending QT and go into quantitative easing.
In the foreseeable future.
Yeah, he's saying from what he's looking at, there's a good chance of ending QT at some point.
I don't think that's a move, but I don't know. I'm not fine.
So you want to just wait. If you're saying it's not the move, you want to keep the pressure on the market.
Yes. Keep the pressure on the market.
You don't want Bitcoin to rip like a maniac.
Nope.
Oh,
that's a hot take. It seems
everyone's the opposite. I mean, the only reason everyone wanted rate cuts was for risk assets to start to move higher. Mm-hmm. But you're telling me you don't want the rate cuts. You don't want any of this. You're saying they should keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure on. Yeah.
Keep the investors guessing.
Keep the market shaky.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Alex, I know why he wants this. He wants to buy Bitcoin below 120,000. That's the only reason he wants. He just wants to be able to buy Bitcoin under 120, because he knows the minute the market does loosen up and new money flies in and they start inflation again, he doesn't want to see the gains. He goes, I'd rather just stack my stats as long as they can go.
Yep, pretty much cheap stats for as long as possible.
Okay.
Also, it gives more people opportunity to get in cheaper. But then again, if there's still fear, they might not.
You want to keep the suffering in the economy.
Yeah, I just feel like there's been too much, like it's too soft out there.
Oh, okay, so you want people to really suffer.
I mean,
people and companies.
Are they really suffering right now?
Yo, Alex,
investors.
I'm saying people as in like not people invested. I'm saying
okay.
I'm saying the people in this situation, the normies.
So quantitative easing would make it easier for the normies to get in.
You can say that, right? Because maybe not make it easier. It just means the Fed is going to start inflating its balance sheet again because they've reduced it. So I'm not sure how it would directly affect regular people. So quantitative easing can only affect the investors, maybe, right?
Well, it would definitely make the investors more money.
Yeah, because I'm not sure how quantitative easing would affect. I know quantitative tightening is just the downsizing of that, which I don't know if it has a real effect in like your day-to-day life as inflation. Well, in this situation, yeah, because it should cause inflation to rise if they're
It makes things more expensive.
It might make things more expensive.
But like, I say expensive, but I think the correct term would be like true cost to its true value. Because money should be hard. Because money should be hard to come across. If money gets easier to come across, it loses value. And sure, like, and then things start going up in price.
So it would. Trying to find the words for the first part of what you said. So
bring it to its true cost is what I think.
Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Given the current market.
So the true cost, though, for an asset, though, wouldn't take place for months down the road, right? Because it would mean that.
Yeah. So maybe, and that's why I prefaced with the whole thing of like, I'm not a financial analyst. Like, I don't have JP.
Well, this wouldn't be an analyst. This would be an economist.
Economist,
yeah.
Because they would know more than me. I don't run the Fed. But
they don't know me too.
You're right. It does take some time for that to kick in.
To preface, that's why we're having the market, the housing market starting to brittle down a bit, because things aren't selling as fast because people don't want to pay it's things still cost as much as they cost back in like 2020 for the most part, and with a 7% rate on it, or whatever, a 5-6% rate on it. So the housing market's slowly starting to catch up to, okay, prices are going to have to come down harder.
Yeah. So what do you think about the housing market? And this is a tangent that
so it's different to what happened in 2008, because the housing prices crashed because everyone defaulted on their loans because they were up just stupid.
They got insane loans that they cannot afford.
That they cannot afford. The difference in this situation is whoever has the majority of loans are not that diabolical, right? They're not 10% amortized. They're not nothing crazy. They're for the most part they're fixed rate 2-3%, maybe 4s, maybe 5s, right? The majority probably below 5, maybe probably below 3.5, probably like housing.
Yeah, there's definitely a good amount below 3.5.
Right, there's a good amount below 3.5. So the difference is new home buyers are the ones who are not buying just because they're like, okay, housing is still the same price, and now it's a 6-7% loan on it. I'm like, this can't. The house isn't worth that to pay a 7%. Like, it's not worth. If it's worth $300,000, it's not worth $700,000 in debt. And once you pay off the loan, and that monthly payment went from it more than doubled. So it's until that doesn't, like, prices start to drop drastically because of just insane loans, not just higher interest rates than what are accustomed to, and the inflated house value would just have to come down. Same in the car market, right? 7%, 8%, 10% interest on 62 months on a $50,000, $60,000, $40,000 car.
Yep, insane.
So because newer cars are harder to sell now. Like, they're just being held up on the lot. So I think all those things are just going to start slowly trickling down. It just could take longer than what maybe ending QT right now.
Yeah. No. Yeah. These are fair points.
So, like, I think to your point, if they were to hold it longer, we could see these effects. Maybe they're delayed, or it pushes it like to accelerate and drop hard faster, and then maybe ending QT at,
Yeah. Maybe Paul might be onto something.
Maybe just trying, like, okay, if he expects prices to drop further after ending QT, maybe 3 months, 4 months after, and then it starts to balance out.
Yeah.
We just don't know, right? It's hard to tell.
I mean, he didn't know, like, last month.
He just took, I mean, like Alex says, it's just a game.
It's a big game.
It's just a big game.
Playing.
But you want to know who played a really big game?
Who?
This unknown whale who took a trade 30 minutes before Trump's tariff thing on China on
Announcement.
Friday. He made $109 million trade.
$109 million trade.
30 minutes before the announcement. It's being speculated that it's definitely a Trump insider. Like someone in his circle. Or relatively close to the circle.
Baron?
Dude, apparently he's killing it in crypto. I saw a video of them comparing Baron to his sister. And it's just like the amount of money like they've made. Mind you, Baron was like, they had Baron at 18 or at 1 year old. And he had like $20 million. His sister was like 30 or 20 or whatever her age was. And she had like 30, 40 million. And I just looked at them like, this man's 1 year old. He's one and he has $20 million. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I mean,
like, even if you
stupid amount of money.
I'm like, you already had stupid amount of money. It's always been said it's easier to make money with a money. So if you have a stupid amount of money, it's easier to make a stupid amount of money. Even if you're like, I mean, if you're bad at it, then you're screwed, right? But if you're not, if you have some sense, it's not that hard to double it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easier to make more money once you have money.
Which I just don't know if they're investigating that way who did that or like searching through. I hope they are, because that's insane.
Yeah, there's probably some blockchain and analytics company out there that is now tracing that whale.
Yeah.
And just tracking them, trying to see what happens. Maybe they gather enough information where they'll be able to see what's going on.
I mean, maybe, but insane. I definitely saw that. I'm like, that's some BS.
Yeah, crazy amount. So they made $109 million in profit, or they
they took a trade size of $109 million. I think they made $88 million.
Damn.
Yeah,
a big profit right there.
Well, and that's like final like thing on the topic is. That's last Friday was the largest crypto liquidation event in history. 19.89 billion was liquidated.
19.9 billion?
Billion.
It's a lot of money.
So
and that
guy made 80 million.
Okay.
So the reason this matters is because the liquidation was so large that if you were to look on the liquidity heat map, it cleared all the orders. There was no orders below like 108,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of the reason why I think Bitcoin has bounced so hard, because there are just no more orders below. And the reason everything else in the market went down to dog shit, literally, is because it was a massive, long, like liquidation event that just triggered every single position that was opened. That could, like, every position that was open that could be liquidated on the long side was liquidated, or stopped out or whatever. It's just completely wiped the entire market. That's why you have such big wicks on so many on like anything not in the top 10. And even then, whatever was in the top 10 also got smashed hard.
Yep.
That's why also...
So a lot of people lost a lot of money because of that event, that liquidation event.
So apparently, Binance, because some glitch happened in their system, is paying back everyone who got liquidated that day on their exchange. Because something occurred and they're giving it back.
They're taking the loss on it.
They're taking the loss on it
because people couldn't sell their asset.
Maybe they couldn't close positions at a reasonable price and it dropped down. But they're saying since their system had a fault, they're gonna pay out they're gonna pay back those funds.
Well, that's unfortunate because, that's good for the people, but there was one major loss that kind of like hit mainstream a bit.
Wow.
There's this big Ukrainian trader. His name is Konstantin Galish, 32 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He was found dead on October 11th, 2025.
That was a real thing?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw news of that. Oh, or not of that one. I just heard of a crypto trader or whatever. I just didn't believe it. I'm like, someone really did this?
Yeah, he killed himself.
Oh,
Mind
I
you,
didn't know.
He lost $30 million because of Binance. Well, not because of Binance, because of the crash, and part of it was in Binance.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so maybe Binance decided to return funds after that happened, after that news happened.
Maybe. I don't know. I just feel like
That's sad.
it is sad. He killed himself in his Lamborghini Urus, which not great.
Let me interrupt you real quick. Marlito, please bleep the S word Alex used. You can't say that on YouTube.
I don't know what I said. I don't even know what word I said.
When you read off what happened to the dude.
Okay.
That
I did not know that.
That
Yeah. He offed himself.
That
he logged off.
That he logged off. Yeah. Bleep that word because that YouTube doesn't like that one at all.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, Lamborghini Urus, $30 million.
I'm just saying that sucks that he thought there was no other option, right?
Yep, that's exactly what I thought.
Because also it's like, unfortunately, like it's the reason he realized that $30 million loss is because his stops were since the wick was so fast, it was unable to sell at the stop losses, and it just sold at liquidation levels.
Mm-hmm.
And that's unfortunate because I'm assuming that was the majority of his bag.
Yeah, that was a good portion of it. I saw some of it, but he also had like a lot of altcoins that had lost 100%, and like he had a good chunk in there.
Yeah, because of the flash crash. If he had trades open or whatever, they didn't live.
Yeah, now they're just doing an investigation on his actual funds and everything, to have a clearer picture of what happened.
That's sad.
It is sad, and that's why I say like, oh, it's kind of unfortunate that Binance is doing that when this already happened. But it's good that they're doing it because hopefully it prevents other people from logging themselves off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we also said like, maybe that was like a catalyst to do it.
Mm-hmm. True. Let me close my blinds because this sun is hitting me right in the face.
Yeah, go for it. You got dark.
Got a little darker. Yeah. We got a little darker. I could open it up a bit.
Oh, I mean, or turn on the light.
The lights are on.
No. Oh, what? I mean, my lights
I also
on.
just don't have. I also don't have it facing me directly because.
The light?
Yeah. Because I feel like it doesn't. I don't have a good angle on it.
Okay.
And it creates like a shadow.
Gotcha. All right, Marlito, we are back.
Yeah, there's a lot of news going out for the government, apparently. Local government, our local government, in terms of Florida, proposing Bitcoin and ETFs for pension funds.
Nice.
So, yes, it's got its pros and cons, I think.
I mean, nice for the pension fund if they.
So I don't remember who it was, but I do remember. I think it was like Arizona or some other state that was looking to do this. They decided to go against this.
Yeah.
She was the person who made that decision was like, I would love for us to create a fund or start investing into crypto assets, However, she did give the statement saying that she finds it too risky and unfair. And I don't remember who this was, but
Yeah, it was the Arizona.
Too risky and unfair to use pension funds as, and like retirement accounts essentially, as the test dummy for this type of financial vehicle.
Well, just because pension funds are allowed to do it doesn't mean they're gonna do it.
Okay. But I guess her thing was more so just like she didn't want to open up the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying the pension fund has to decide though if they're going to or not.
Yeah. So for Florida, it's House Bill 183, and it would allow financial officers to invest up to 10% of specific public funds to be include crypto assets.
Yeah, you see, it says allow up to 10%, meaning they can allow 1%, 2%, 0.5%.
Which, in that sense, I think it's good because it gives the opportunity for the individuals, for those organizations, to make the decision.
Yeah, but I'm almost certain they're all like that though.
Okay. Yeah, then I don't know why she
just said no because she didn't want to give them the opportunity to do it. But for an example, it'd be like if you allowed 401k accounts to invest in the ETFs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have control of your ETF, of your 401k account, and you have multiple options, you're the one who decides in which option to put it in. Like, it's not like you just you put in the money and they're going to choose whatever they want. You choose the one you want to risk at.
So, I see.
Don't you have a 401k?
I just opened it up, actually.
You are leaving free money on the table.
Well, no, I opened it up as soon as I got the chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once it's open and everything, you have to choose what percentages and what index funds you're gonna put it in.
Yeah. That's true.
It would be the same thing if they were to open up the 401ks.
Yeah, it's just free money. Always take the 401k if the company that you work for matches it.
Yeah, just take the minimum requirement to the match.
Mm-hmm. That's literally increasing your income directly.
Yeah.
I mean, and if the like kind of like the drawback, I guess, would be for some people who are like, if they're not making too much, feeling that extra money not getting it, because like you're putting away, let's say 3% of your income, monthly income, into a savings account that you will get when you retire. You should, like, you at least for the most part, you don't want to like have to feel that percentage. Like if you need that 3%, like
that's a different story, right? But if you don't need the 3%, or you can manage to figure it out, but without that 3%, that's a big W.
Just cut cost.
Yeah, if you can, right? Maybe you're already like
some circumstances you just can't cut any more costs,
right?
But House Bill 183 defines digital assets to include Bitcoin, tokenized securities, and NFTs. However, there will be strict custody and control requirements.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. The asset may be held by the CFO, qualified custodian, or through SEC registered ETFs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're kind of hoping that this works as a store of value hedge against inflation for state funds. Which is, and then with this bill, they also did cite the White House executive order of March 2025 for Federal Reserve Strategic Bitcoin Reserve,
which still hasn't started.
Yeah. When does that start?
I don't know. I think I think the executive order is just signed to do it, and now they have to do it. Type of thing.
Yeah. So the bill for Florida, House Bill 183, would be effective July 1st, 2026.
Nice.
Yeah.
What also sucks I was going to say that since that the Bitcoin Reserve is an executive order, it can be revoked by the next president.
Yep.
Which kind of sucks that everything, like the last 3 presidents, have all just done executive orders up the wazoo.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no real legislation being passed around. So the likelihood of the next president, like, wazooing with executive orders is quite high.
Yeah. So the executive order was signed March 6, 2025. As of October 26, October 16, 2025, the reserve is operational under the executive order, but the full implementation of government-wide purchasing program as proposed
Is not
in the Bitcoin Act.
it's not there yet.
Pending legislative action.
See, they just have to make the laws around it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I'm not gonna say it doesn't make sense for it, but you just have to do that.
Yeah, honestly, Cynthia Loomis has really been the forefront, like, commander on this, and
She's been pushing it.
She's been pushing it, and I'm very glad that she is. At least we have some people in government that are making good decisions.
Well, at least the good news is the American government got another 127,000 Bitcoin. So the reserve is
127,000.
So the reserve is getting a little cushier.
Is it? Yeah, that's a big cushion,
dude. Yeah, they seized 127,000 Bitcoin. Insane numbers.
That is actually a lot.
Like an estimated $15 billion.
Oh, so that puts us the U.S. in like one of the bigger.
No, we're number one. Like if they do not, like, if the seized Bitcoin is not returned, not moved, it's like they keep it, like as they decided on with the Mount Gox.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. has the biggest Bitcoin stockpile as of right now.
So how much Bitcoin did we just get?
127,000 and some change.
And we already have about 198,000.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a good amount of Bitcoin.
300 plus.
And when you say the most, how much does MicroStrategy have?
200 and something, I think. Maybe 3. I think they had 1% or 5% of the. I don't recall.
See. June, July 25th, January 10th. There's no like updated. November 2024. I don't see any updated reports on this.
MicroStrategy is the biggest. MicroStrategy holds 640,000 Bitcoin. Yeah, behind Satoshi.
When they're probably getting close, and they're actually about to pass Satoshi soon.
Yeah. And here says they have an average price of 66,000.
Damn, they're in the green then, big time.
Yeah, they're doing good. I think they're up like 17 billion.
That's insane. Yeah, so behind America, it looks like Bulgaria has a lot of Bitcoin.
I thought it was, but wouldn't it be China?
Didn't Bulgaria sell that though? No, that was Germany.
Germany sold their, yeah.
Like right before a big run up too.
Yeah, like a couple weeks. Like the selling pressure was Germany, and then the minute they were gone, went on a ripper.
Yeah, well, I'm using this just AI generated Brave results, and it is showing older values because it's saying El Salvador has approximately 2,300 Bitcoin, and that's from June 2022. It's been 3 years, and El Salvador has definitely been buying more Bitcoin since then.
Yeah, I am with you.
Yeah, I don't know. If you've made it this far, stack sats.
Stack
That's
stats.
All, like, not your keys, not your coin.
Also, everything hold in your wallet. Be safe. Don't do nothing.
That's If you don't hold in your wallet, there's liability risk
Yeah.
associated with that.
You want to hear something ballsy? Something ballsy I saw?
Sure.
A dormant wallet that hasn't been open like for 5-8 years, right? All at once moved all its Bitcoin.
That's crazy. That is kind of ballsy.
No tests.
Was it a whale?
It was 10,000 Bitcoin,
Oh yeah, that's a
and that was all the Bitcoin in the wallet.
tuna at the very least.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's ballsy, right? That's a little scary, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of Bitcoin.
Could you imagine waiting 30
I'm
minutes for that to get it over?
Yeah, I'm sure. I would speculate. I'm not sure. I'm speculating. Yeah, that's someone who's pretty well versed in the technology, and probably ran a test in the in their test net,
Yeah, maybe.
and then did it.
I was gonna say that's someone who read the entire line of the wallet address, letter and number, just like this.
Yeah, scripted it himself.
He read it out loud, put it in out loud, and checked it out loud.
Yeah.
And mind you, he did this twice because he read it, hit the one he did, and the one over there. One he did, one over there.
Yeah.
Dude, insane.
That's funny. Oh, and then what's it done after that? Nothing?
Yeah, that's all I saw. I just saw that he sent it over.
Sounds to me like, well, that might be one of two situations, actually, now that I think about it. Either that wallet got compromised, and the attacker was just like, "Alright, time to send this, all of it, because it's not his anyways," and sent it. Or he probably thought, and I'm saying he, but I don't know the gender of this guy. He probably thought it might have been compromised and was like, "Okay, let's change this wallet."
Maybe not. Maybe just like, you know what? I've had this phrase for the last 10 years. Let me make a new one.
Yeah, but there's no need. No, that wouldn't make sense. There's no need to create a new code, new phrase, new wallet.
Oh, if you're just moving the wallet.
Yeah, because now that just opens up your position for possibly losing all your Bitcoin. There has to be some intent, some motivator for that move. Either the account was compromised, either the wallet was compromised by someone, or there was suspicion of it being compromised.
Maybe.
At the very least.
Okay.
Because if the wallet's not doing anything, then like I don't see the point in that.
Yeah.
The only like third thing that I could think of, and this is very reachy, like it's a bit of reach in my opinion, is it's a whale trying to mess around with one of his wallets, trying to mess around with statistics to see if it could influence, to see if 10,000 Bitcoin could influence the market.
Nah, but it's just it'll be OTC, so it would have like close to no.
Yeah, but it would change the amount of Bitcoin in circulation, depending on what algorithms the companies are tracking this use, and like what statistics they're looking at. It might kind of, and that's why I say I think it's a reach. Like I don't even think that makes sense, because I think if you think about it for a little bit,
dude, maybe he just bought something worth 10,000 plus Bitcoin.
Also true. That's very, very possible.
That's what, 100 million? 10,000 times 100,000 or a billion?
I think it's a billion.
I don't know how many. I never learned that math trick.
Oh, the zeros?
Yeah, no, it was never good. I think it's billion.
Yeah, it's a billion.
It's a billion. Maybe bought something worth a billion. I mean, Bezos does that all the time.
Yeah, but Bezos has a bunch of billions.
Yeah, fair enough.
What do you mean all the time? How many things in this world cost $1 billion?
Mega yachts, dude.
That's
I think.
True.
Also, he buys companies, right? That's $1 billion. He buys companies.
That's also true.
He's like, what's it worth $1 billion? Companies, buildings are worth billions of dollars.
A lot's worth billions. Yeah.
Right?
Enough. At least enough things are worth billions where billionaires could buy it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you need to be a billionaire to buy those things.
Yep. Or have $1 billion in assets.
Awesome. Well, the majority of them have only assets. Damn, I had something to say, but I lost my train of thought.
In terms of the wallet moving 10,000 Bitcoin?
Yeah, something else. I have a question. You bearish or bullish?
Am I bearish or bullish?
Yeah.
On the crypto market?
Yeah.
Do we think we're going to go down? Do we think we're going to go up?
No. I want a just generic bearish or bullish, and then I want to pull up the fear and greed index.
I'm bullish. I'm still very much bullish. I don't think we're going to crash out yet. Maybe November. But I think October has enough chance to become a green month. Yeah,
because it's the first red October since 2018.
Mm-hmm. The first red October since 2018?
Yep. We're currently down. Last time this was updated, the Bitcoin monthly returns chart was 4.74% down.
Okay. So, what's the greed and fear index looking like?
I got you. This is what CoinGlass. Let me open CoinInc real quick because it has it right there. So, what do you think it's at? You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
What do you think it's at?
42.
High.
That's high? 36?
Yep. Still a little high.
34.
Still a little high.
30?
Now you're just off by 1. 29.
31. 29.
29. It's complete. It's fear.
Yeah.
It's not extreme fear, but it is fear.
But that's fear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's
it
crazy.
is. We're in strict fear, and it's gone down. I'm not sure if this is a percentage. Oh yeah, it's gone down 17% since the last time this was checked out.
Wow. And
there are so I'm looking at longs versus shorts on Binance, and there are 70% of the market is long versus 29% short.
70% of the market's long and 29% is short.
Yep.
And the fear index is at 29.
Yep.
How that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, how does that make sense?
Because the majority is leverage, and I also think the fear and greed index is taking note of the last recent move, and I think the majority of the market is long because Bitcoin has dropped significantly. Our sides are oversold. I think they expect a bounce at some point. There has to be some sort of bounce. I think that's why it's the way it's looking. The way it's looking.
Mm-hmm.
Which mind you, I do agree. I took 2 longs. One got stopped out, and the other one is still almost stopped out because I put my stop below the 200-day by a little bit. But as of right now, it doesn't look like it's gonna hold for too much longer.
Uh-oh.
It is what it is.
Let me see if I can help. I'm gonna buy some Bitcoin.
We appreciate you.
This might be a process. I have so much MFAs enabled. It's kind of annoying, actually, when I do try to buy.
Yeah?
But no, I'm buying.
So, I think I remember the tangent. So, everyone's real happy with gold performing. I am too, right? I like gold jewelry. It's all good in the hood. So, this guy was traveling. He was someone famous, was traveling out of Egypt, right? With 2 kilos worth of gold on a gold, worth of a gold chain. The gold chain weighed 2 kilos. the Egyptian like TSA people wanted proof that he came into the country with the chain and did not buy it in Egypt and was trying to get out of paying the Egyptian tax for having over an X amount of gold on him. Like they're assuming he bought the gold in country, and that if he was going to fly out with it, he has to declare it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were trying to like have him show proof that he bought it, or of him using it beforehand, not before Egypt, to let him take it. And if he couldn't prove it, they were going to take the gold from him.
That's crazy.
And that's why Bitcoin is still superior.
Love that story, William. That's actually true. I forgot about that portion. You can't take. Damn, the guy walked in with gold.
He was leaving Egypt with his gold chain on, and they want him to prove that he had it beforehand.
I was like, you're trying to steal my gold chain?
Mind you, the same thing also happens with like designer handbags that you buy in Europe. If you if you bring them into the country, and it's in its box, it looks brand new, and they will make you pay the taxes for it if it's over like the undeclared amount limit,
which designer handbags
typically are.
I'm assuming typically are, yeah.
And the same thing happens with watches.
Okay, I didn't know about that in watches.
The same thing happens if you try to buy a watch out of the country and you're trying to save on your taxes. If you want to bring it in, they can also do the same thing for watches.
Yeah, I thought people use watches to like move funds, like as if like,
they do.
But that's not going into the country. That's like the issue is when it comes out.
Going out the country, you're setting it in the country or wherever you are. But also, there are, I'm almost positive, there are ways to prove that the like
it's countries that you're visiting also, I'm assuming, not your home country.
Yeah, of course. I'm also assuming there's a way to like make it feel
damn it, now I don't know what the word. I
can't say it either, right? But just make it seem like that watch was already there. Like, I want
to say inconspicuous.
Maybe. I'm assuming there are ways, same with the watches and the handbags and whatever, that you try to get around paying that tax, right? Because it just looks like a watch, unless they decide to open your bag and go through it. Like maybe those probably let it slide through for the most part.
Yeah.
Like TSA is all humans looking through an X-ray.
Yeah.
There's a reason why
you put the box in your carry-on without the watch. And you give the watch to your wife.
Yeah.
Or your kid or your friend. You don't wear it yourself.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, there's just.
I mean, there's a reason why in the Wolf of Wall Street they would tape up the humans with the money and then have them fly through the scanner. One, there was no X-rays at that time, but like you find your ways around it. Airport security is not the top of it's not top notch.
Yeah. Since you mentioned that, this is just a crazy statistic. Like, I wouldn't say statistic, but it's a statement that I saw a while ago. I don't know if it's still up to date, but that there was no evidence that TSA has ever actually stopped a terrorist attack.
That's funny.
But that's also could be misleading because, like, maybe the definition of that is one thing, and
also, the pilots didn't take bombs either on the plane.
No, they didn't, but they did take knives.
They did. I will say knives; those things are hard to get through, like knives and like those type of things.
Oh, my dad! I had a knife in one of my bags. Yeah. That my dad borrowed.
Okay.
And when great. He's like, "Can I use this bag to go to wherever he was going?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then he's like, "Alex, there's a knife in the bag." I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." He's like, "What do I do with it?" I was like, "Nah, just toss it. Like, it doesn't matter."
Yeah.
but he was stressing.
You don't even have to toss it. You can just give it to TSA.
He's like, yeah, but like they will toss it.
Yeah, they're gonna throw it away, but you just give it to them and they dispose.
No, he was at TSA when they found it.
Oh.
They go to him. He's like, "Oh, there's a knife in your bag," and he's like, "No, there isn't." He's like, "No, there's a knife in your bag."
And then he called his son right on that down.
Yeah, he's like, "There's a knife in your bag." I was like, "Oh yeah, there is." I completely forgot about that.
That's funny.
Probably gave that man a heart attack.
Dude, bro, getting stopped at TSA is like nerve wracking to a degree,
especially when you're not expecting it with a weapon. Poor man.
Like, I remember going through TSA, and for some reason they just go, "Oh, we need to swab you." I didn't get nervous. I was just like, "For what?"
Mm-hmm.
And then you just look at the thing and it's like, "Do I have something on me?" Like you know you did nothing wrong. Just like, is there some what? And then it goes green. You're like, you're good to go. And you're like, I got nervous for no reason.
Yeah. Well, I was boarding a flight one time, and right before boarding the flight, they pulled me to the side to a different room and tested me for like explosives and stuff like that. I
mean, you look like one of those.
I was like, interesting. No, what do you mean I look like one of those? And I knew something was gonna happen because when they put a sticker on my ticket, I was like, how come no one else gets a sticker?
What did you tell them? Did they ask you a question beforehand before they gave you a sticker? Or they're just like, "Oh, let me see your pass," like, and put a sticker on it?
No question.
Oh.
But I also wasn't able to get my ticket virtually or like online, like pre-register.
Yeah.
I had to go in to like check in.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, but like it just wasn't letting me. I was like, oh, that's not normal. I don't know why.
Yeah, but that's like, that happens. Okay.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin's coming down, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's still hovering at 107.88. Literally, it's just like, does this level hold? Is there a little more pressure downwards? I'm going to say no. I think we should push up just because RSIs are oversold. As I said, there's been a lot of downward pressure already. I mean, I will say if we do like start closing above like 106, 105, the likelihood of lower, in my opinion, is higher. We might get to like 102. Like maybe even...
You said that and it kind of confused me. The likelihood of lower
is possible if we...
It's increasing.
Increases if we start closing below, my bad, like below 106, 104, 105. Like we start closing around there. Like if we push down further from where we are, we start closing at those levels, we're coming down. I think at 106, like from 106, 107, where we are right now, to 104, if we close below that range, I think we're going to the 100s.
I see.
If we hold from where we are right now, we start like bouncing and showing life, because I do like the support zone, we can push back up and retest 115 and see if we're going to break above that horizontal line. Does that make sense?
Yep, that makes sense to me.
Okay. That's my current thought. I got nothing more to share after that.
Yep. We just got to wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's the right time per se to get into it or to make a move.
Maybe not. Maybe
unless you see something that we don't.
Yeah,
then that's a different story.
I mean, if you're believing this is going to be a solid bounce zone, this is not a bad spot. Maybe a little lower, maybe 106, 106 something, maybe. Or if just wait, confirmation starts breaking that downward trend line, push up. Maybe that's the trade. I don't know. One of those two are possible. I'm the believer. I think we can hold this level.
Okay. Well, I only really have one more story that I read, where the SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce pretty much made an announcement saying that they are focusing heavily on tokenization and financial privacy.
Okay.
It's not just them. There's other organizations reaching out to them that are interested. There's an increase in demand for tokenized assets. So it includes NASDAQ that asked the SEC to allow it to trade tokenized securities,
Nice.
which is really big. And when it comes to tokenized securities, this is just implementing blockchain technology, not per se public blockchain. It might be private blockchains. The regulation is obviously just
Some sort of blockchain.
Some sort of blockchain. There's good and bads, always pros and cons to things like this. Bitcoin is a public blockchain, and the longest running blockchain is actually a private blockchain. I believe like the New York Times or something like that. I don't remember. Yeah, it started a while ago. And yeah, I think if the SEC is focusing on privacy in the future, that's good overall.
Yeah. We'll see once there's more information about it out there.
Yeah, this is just very much a preliminary, like just overall base statement.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. So actually, it was said at the DC Privacy Summit.
Okay.
On Thursday.
I mean, to be fair, like U.S. is completely swept over. Bitcoin's only at 107,000. Has only made an all-time high of 126,000, and everything is converting. They're building infrastructure. Companies are buying in, whether Bitcoin Maxi likes that or not, whether that's what Satoshi want or not. In terms of price, I think we're building up for, at minimum, a huge Bitcoin move in the near future or in just the future period.
Yeah, she goes to say that she is optimistic because she doesn't want governments to have overbearing information, stating that it has been seen before where governments with too much power of money really do protect themselves.
Yep.
And that she believes that there are ways to implement crypto or blockchain technology while still preserving and rethinking and preserving the Bank Secrecy Act, AML laws, as well as KYC rules. So her exact quote was, "I actually am optimistic because I think crypto has raised a lot of these questions again because we're trying to figure it out. How do you smash a Bank Secrecy Act, AML, KYC frameworks on top of something that has such a peer-to-peer element to it? So I think it really affords us an opportunity to rethink the whole thing. There's a lot of issues with people and Bank Secrecy Act, AML laws, KYC rules. People want privacy when it comes to money.
They do.
Because if you start accumulating wealth, you become more of a target if more and more people know about it.
Yeah, that's true. That was pretty solid, guys. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just glad that Pierce is kind of with it. That's not the commissioner?
No, I think she's just. Well, I think they're all commissioners, and there's just like one main commissioner, and then there's just like sub. But she's one.
Okay,
of them.
I see.
She's part of the group.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever,
I'm glad.
Whatever changes are gonna happen, they all have to vote on it.
Okay. So then Gary Gensler's was like the head of them, like organized, like just face of.
He was the face of the SEC. Yeah, same as the one that's now. I think is it Paul Atkins?
Atkins sounds familiar.
I think it's Paul Atkins. He's the SEC chair.
Chair of the SEC. Paul Atkins.
Okay.
Gary Gensler's for some reason still popping up as number one.
Oh.
Get out of here, Gary.
Hope you're doing good, Gary. My camera's about to die.
All right. Well, it's been another week.
I have your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes crypto.
The Unscripted.
Crypto podcast.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.